everybody, welcome. So it's Mary. Hi, Celtic Kelly. I had tea earlier today, so I'm sorry I didn't bring it. I was supposed to go live earlier, and I went to the Akashic realm, and I got energetically drained, you know. Before I say anything else, let me just say that this channeling, this reading, this video is for entertainment and speculative purposes only. Everything I say is alleged, and possibly if you can be educated by this, who knows, there's a whole bunch of people who aren't apparently not educated by the truth about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. So I was saying I got energetically drained. You might see me sniffling a lot. You know, I noticed that anyone who's in her presence, they don't do well. Things don't go well for people in her presence, Gypsy's presence, okay? There is no baby. We're gonna do a little check-in on baby Aurora. There's no baby though. I have been to the Akashic realm and I've asked my angels, and basically Aurora is now a spirit. Whomever that baby was that was in Gypsy's body by Ryan. I don't know why he's not more vocal about it, but I have a feeling it has something to do with contracts. In his case, I think it was just like lifetime. Ryan is the only one who seems to be doing slightly better since he's not with Gypsy, but on the other hand, he lost his job. So, but I'm looking into past lives to look for these karmic connections between Gypsy and DeeDee, and my small table is right there. So I can't fit my chair over there yet. But, yeah, so basically here, I have information on more on Gypsy and DeeDee and why these two people. Right now I'm hearing Nicholas as well. Why Nicholas? Well, how is Nicholas involved in this? Okay. So in a previous reading I've stated that Gypsy was like a Vestal, I think it's called, there you go, a Vestal virgin in Rome at some point. Rome was a very long empire. You know, if you hear me speak about Egypt, and you've had 3 lives in Egypt, or, you know, the Western world has only been around for 2,000 years. That's not a long time. But the Egyptian Empire, the Roman Empire, they were around for a long, long time. The Middle Eastern, the Syrians, the Assyrians, the Mesopotamians, all those kinds of people. They've been there for forever. So don't I don't know, just please believe me if I say Egypt repeatedly or Rome or something. But I got in a past life, I got for a Gypsy specifically that, okay, so she was a Vestal virgin, and DeeDee used to be in a different life in Rome or part of the Roman Empire, and she kind of was like a party master. I don't know, in the Middle Ages they called it Master of Horse, right? The Master of the Horse. Basically, they organized parties, and, you know, for not necessarily the Emperor. I mean, it could be, because that's not what I'm getting for DeeDee. I'm getting she was there, but she wasn't in Rome all the time. Whatever Emperor was there when she was doing this, organizing parties, and she was a man because women didn't have that kind of power, but she was married and she appreciated her wife's opinion. What is all this glare? Oh, my candles. So yeah, and what she would do with these parties, these Roman parties, think about that. I don't want to get banned, you know, ORGYES. Basically, so we got 3 cards here on baby Aurora. So at some point, Gypsy and DeeDee crossed paths, and the Vestal virgins were highly worshipped. You know, they were today's, I guess, nuns. You know, they did not have, they're virgins, they're Vestal virgins. They devote themselves to the goddess. I don't know which goddess. There were several goddesses in Roman mythology, but it might have been the hearth at home Minerva, but I'm not sure. It was really Athena. They stole her from Greece. But the dynamic between Gypsy and DeeDee in their past lives is that DeeDee had a party, and she thought it would be so fun, even though the Vestal virgins are not supposed to come out of seclusion. That's it. It's kind of like medieval. You go into a nunnery type of thing, and that is where you stay. I can see Gypsy right now. She's dressed in like flowing robes with the Roman hairstyle and the empire like type waist, which was really a French recreation. But yeah, Gypsy is very happy actually to be a Vestal Virgin. And DeeDee threw a party and she did not protect it. Things went south and she did not protect Gypsy, and Gypsy was violated, unwanted sexual contact, and she was therefore any of those Vestal Virgins, they were put to death. And this is typical of women. You know, like in back in the day, you know, if you failed your mission as a woman, you know, you're pretty much worthless. So DeeDee was able to talk her way out of it. Of course, being a man, she probably could. And she had a lot of power. You know, the emperor loved her parties when he came around. I don't think she was in Rome. I think she was like in some other town outside of Rome. And when the emperor or anybody high up in the government would come, and then she'd planned like small parties all the time. She liked food. She liked to eat. She was faithful to her wife. She was a man. She was really into her job. Like today, you see, or the way she was before she was unalived by her own daughter. Gypsy's carrying all this anger and hatred. There are other lifetimes where they have crossed paths, okay? She's okay, so that's one reason she despises DeeDee, because she feels that she has collected this sticky, dark, negative anger energy towards her, and she is really upset. She's carrying it into next lifetimes and blaming it on this man, this woman, this entity that she had in a past life, right? Gypsy's very, very old soul. This is why she like taps into so many different energies and frequencies, and that like dancing she does and stuff like that's like very Middle Eastern stuff. Like, how does she know that? She's in a wheelchair. She can't practice, can she? I don't know. I can dance like that too. A lot of people can. You know, it's like, so right. I think that most of us are old souls. You know, like I said, the Western world's only been around for like 2,000 years, and you know, it's like I don't know. Like, anyway, Gypsy's like that thing. Gypsy's revenge, like that's for real. Like she really wants revenge on the people that hurt her throughout her life, and in this many lives, and in this lifetime, she met just the right people to make her believe that she's going to get what she wants. And in this case, DeeDee was used as a sacrifice so that Gypsy could get what she wanted, because it's not just a dynamic with DeeDee, it's also with her father, Christy, everybody that's in Gypsy's life. In particular, you know, the sad thing is that Nicholas, like, they had a pure love. They are soulmates, but I don't think they're twin flames. I'd have to really, twin flame, I don't like to go near that. That concept of twin flame has become distorted in recent years, and so I don't like to really go near twin flame energy. But you know, we can have many soulmates with love. So over many hundreds and thousands of years, you know. So yeah, so Gypsy is intent on hurting the people that hurt her. I've already said that she was a victim of the Holocaust. She was there for 2 years. She was Polish. Oh, that's another thing I got. Her mother, well, in this lifetime, DeeDee, was actually a neighbor of hers in Poland. And Gypsy happened to be Jewish, and DeeDee was not. And DeeDee thought she was doing the right thing, and she reported them. They were hiding. Gypsy was very clever, very smart, and then they found out where Gypsy, you know, was hiding, and then they just put her in a shuttle until they moved them out to outside of Auschwitz to Auschwitz. And that's where she stayed for 2 years, nurturing a resentment against this woman that was her neighbor. I'm hearing she baked bread while Gypsy was going hungry, okay? and this woman was like owned like a little shop, and so she knew everybody in town. And when the Nazis rolled in, you know, like she knew like who she's gonna. She lost a lot of business at first, so she was mad. DeeDee, who she was in that past life, was mad at the Jews. She blamed them for her loss of business, you know, when they all got sent off to the ghetto, and then from the ghetto to the concentration camps. So, not that Hitler only killed the Jews, mind you, okay, but this is not a history lesson. This is past life karma, and it's unresolved because DeeDee is no longer here. So I have DeeDee's deck. We'll see if she wants to come through. I feel like I owe it to you because I didn't go live before. So like I'll try to channel just a little bit and not overdo it. But so I have Stephanie's deck here as well. And when I was just pulling it out, the 10 of coins came up, which is exactly what she wants. That's what she wanted. She wanted Nicholas to have a loving, you know, she wanted grandchildren. She wanted to stay sober. She wanted grandchildren. I forget what she was in her past life. I can't find my little booklet of like my notes on past lives. I have my God book over there, but I forgot my past lives notebook. I'm moving. I can't seem to find it. But basically, excuse me. Yeah, it was, I don't just go to the Akashic realm and read the Akashic records. Like I astrally travel, and so I'm there. And I'm learning how not to get emotional, how not to get involved. It's like I'm on a movie set. Like I'm dropped down on my consciousness is dropped down a movie set, and I'm like interacting like a background actor. So unless I'm doing my own past lives, in which case I am acting, or somebody else's past life, and I'm in their life. But right. So I thought so since DeeDee has left the Earth plane. And she hasn't yet moved on, although she is starting to move on to whatever her next life is. Like her soul mission was, she didn't follow her soul mission actually in this life because she hasn't gone on to her next soul life, her next soul mission, her next life. She's sticking around, and you can do that. You don't have to do what the Akashic records say. You don't have to do what God has predetermined for you. Sorry, I just got a notification. Audacious Audrey just posted something cool. She's great. Fact-based, you know, like I like the facts, not Brie with the facts. She doesn't have facts, but I like the facts, and I like the esoteric realm to put them together. I have answers that those people, they can look through all the documents they want, all the FOIA documents and videos, and you can put two and two together, and therein between lies the intuition and the knowledge that I get. So like, yeah, going to the Akashic realm can be taxing. But yeah, so Gypsy is still on this earth plane. She's carrying a lot of negativity, a lot of anger, a lot of rage. She still goes into blackout rages. I wouldn't be surprised that short haircut, that pixie haircut, was done in a rage, in a blackout rage. I think I saw somewhere I could maybe post it. I mean, I don't care. Bring it, Gypsy. Sue me for your trademark name. But she's like shaving her own head. Like now. Why? She couldn't have been part of the Manson family because when she was born, the Manson family is mostly still alive by the time she was born, so they were in jail, most of them, or reformed. So I doubt she was in the Manson family. I wouldn't be surprised if she was fascinated and read, you know, Vincent Bugliosi's book, I forget what it's called, but Helter Skelter. I wouldn't be surprised if she, like, you know, did her research on Charlie. I'm into true crime. I'm into serial killers. I know a lot about Charlie. So, okay, and the family. And by the way, there's already another Gypsy. Her name is Catherine Scher. So we might want to find a different name for Gypsy. Then, I mean, hey, check it out. I love Sullen Beauty's channel, and she is the one who nicknamed her, you know, dubbed her Gypsy Rose Manson. But there's already a Gypsy Manson. So I don't know. We could call her Alcida. Maybe. I don't know. I just call her G most of the time. It's like, why bother wasting my breath on her full name? And this is why she has unresolved karma. She's still like, she's fighting on this earth plane now. Like, you think she'd be done and on her way to living, I'm living my best life, you can't bring me down stuff, you know, like, what? Right. The Prince of Darkness does keep his promises short term. It's long term, where he's like, I've come for you. Do you remember you signed this contract? She's like, did I? Go look at her TikTok. See how many followers she has. Nowhere near 9 million. Like that mess that she left for Brie, you know? So, yeah, so let's get back to this no baby, because that's where she'll be exposed for being a liar. And then legally, what I see is that she's going to go back to jail because of money issues, which basically is the baby. The whole reason the baby's in the picture is because, I don't know, my hair. Because the concept of baby Aurora is marketable. So for her to actually not have a baby is, it's not exactly breach of contract. It's not her fault that she had a miscarriage. But, I mean, that's what I saw. I saw a miscarriage, you know, and I couldn't figure out how, when, because I thought it happened before the unaliving of DeeDee, and I'm like, well, when was this, you know? Gypsy didn't have the absolute best of health. She wasn't getting, my post has 5, I don't know, another notification, sorry. But, I couldn't figure out when she had this miscarriage. I just knew she did. She had maybe more than one, and now we have some more knowledge. Thank you to Karma Collector, you know, for informing us about that. And there's no one on the Lifetime set that's, they've signed NDAs, okay? Even now, I can't go to work like for like 1 day, 2 day jobs to test products and stuff, test technology, unless I sign like 3 NDA forms. Okay, Lizzo makes it famous. What is it? All the rumors are true, right? Yeah, it's just like she had to get some NDAs, no loose lips, right? Yeah, like, because people lose money. You know, Lifetime would be destroyed if people find out the truth. So you better believe they're keeping a lid on this. So there is no baby Aurora of Gypsy's body. In fact, when I stopped watching when Gypsy and, I just said her name, and Christy started that stupid dialogue about like, Ken's been contacting you crap. I don't know about you, but if I was married, I'd be like, okay, great, what? You know, but Gypsy never gets rid of her men. She keeps them. She's like a spider, right? And I said this before, she's like the Terminator, the original Terminator, not the nice one in like the second movie. No, she's like the first one who like body scans you and like computating. And I just got Mark Zuckerberg, that reptilian starseed. Yeah, she's like somehow related, starseed wise, to Mark Zuckerberg, founder of Facebook. Yeah, that's actually where I first came in contact with Gypsy. I mentioned that in my first video. She wrote to me in a message asking for people to, can you do me a favor? And write to the parole board to get her out early. And after I thought about it, I was like, no, I will not. Nicholas seems to be the innocent party here, not you. So that was like back in 2018, something like that. She's going to be up for parole, so 2023. I don't recall exactly when, but I just remember it was on Facebook. I just got that. Yeah, she has a connection to Mark Zuckerberg. I don't know. They're all in that club, you know. The cult, and I'm not talking about She Sells Sanctuary. Like, yeah, for all us gothic loves out there, you know, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So, Baby Aurora is, so many times I've read looking to see who is Baby Aurora, where is Baby Aurora, and I always get she's highly protected by angels. I can't see her face. Apparently humans can't see angels' faces. I've seen one. St. Michael. I can see him whenever I like right there in front of me. I was like, who are you, angel? What do you want? And then I realized, oh, you're in blue. You're Michael. I work for you, right? So anyway, let's see what these cards have to confirm about Baby Aurora, because there is no real. That is Bobby Petrie's child. This is Gypsy's cousin's son, daughter or son. It doesn't matter. They use a real born doll as well. Look at the hair. constantly, like at the part there. You would think with Gypsy wearing wigs, and she talks about wearing high quality wigs, that she would know better to like take care of that wig and before she AIs it. Look at the part. Also look at the birthday photos of Aurora. I can't wait to get my laptop because I have tabs open. I'll show you a picture like right now what I'm talking about and draw those circles around Aurora's hands. She's going to, allegedly Aurora, she goes to feed her like whatever on a spoon birthday cake, and the baby's hands are both in this position like this, because I noticed her from this side. No, she's not wearing any jewelry, although she is. Miss Rachel, please. Gypsy is, I'm gonna say it, she's serial killer status. Absolutely. That's a trophy. That's a big FU to her mom, and like for her own ego, that she used Miss Rachel colors. Maybe I'll put it on the intro to this video, like where DeeDee's wearing the same, instead of the pants, she's wearing like a dress over the baby blue and pink outfit colors. And she does that for her baby's first birthday. Like, what? I also want to know about baptism, okay? Like, why can't we get a baptism record? I think anyone can look up baptism records, just like anybody can go to a cemetery and look up records. I mean, maybe not like exact go into the office and say, I'd like to find, but you can. You could if you wanted to. You could say, I'm here to visit so-and-so's grave and blah, blah, blah. You know, or I'm here to, I don't think, because baptism is not a legal thing. And Gypsy claims to be a Catholic. Ken claims to be a Catholic. Catholics are obligated to baptize their babies. If their babies are not baptized, they used to go to limbo, and I'm not talking about the dance, you know, like under the pole. Like, it was just this shapeless, formless place that mostly babies, unbaptized people would go who were born to Catholics, not Christians, Catholics. And so, like, she... And also a lot of parents talk about their children getting baptized, like who their godparents are or whatever. Like, you got famous people coming out going, oh yeah, that's my goddaughter, you know, or I have that so-and-so, like Stephanie, I mean Lady Gaga, I know. She's, she comes to New York and she's like some kid, random kid's godmother. It's the church. It's not legal in law, you know, so that is not something that is hidden. You can find out if a child's been baptized. And if a child is not been baptized, that doesn't mean too much. Like, my nephew wasn't baptized for, I think, a year. And then my youngest sister had her son, and then she went to have my nephew Dylan baptized. And then my sister, who's 1 year older than my youngest sister, took her son in because she was going to be the godmother of. It gets a little confusing. I am thinking of doing a genealogy chart, by the way. But and if you go to gypsyrose.com, gypsyrosearchive.com, gypsyrosearchive.com, everything you want to know that's legal is there on that website. I don't know who made it, but God bless them. So, all the FOIAs, all the phone calls from jail, everything that is legally out there is on that website, gypsyrosearchives.com. So, yeah, I'll try to link that too. But basically, yeah, it's like, where's the baptism stuff? Even my second youngest sister, like, she went to be my youngest sister's son's godmother. And when she was just there at the ceremony, she had brought her son, my nephew, and his father was there. And so they just kind of switched over. They're like Irish twins. I didn't expect anything different. But, yeah, it's like people, you're Catholic, you're born Catholic, you don't practice it, but it's what you do. I did it for my son, and I wasn't a practicing Catholic, but I was like, damn, if I'm letting my child just on the off chance, you know? So, like, yeah, so with 2 months after he was born, like, boom, baptism. You know, I didn't care if anybody was on board with me. I was doing this, you know, and people get on board and they talk about it. They're honored to be part of this, and like not one whisper about a baptism. What county do they live in? Where does Ken's mom live? Like, let's go look at the church records. I live in New York City, but if anybody down there wants to go, just like I've said also, like, I'll be happy to go to a Walmart and just like stake out all day and like just wait for pictures to see if Gypsy's with a baby. How come we never hear baby crying, baby Aurora crying in the background, ever getting Gypsy's attention, ever? Whenever it's Gypsy alone, with allegedly Aurora. Yeah, they have like a audio recorder that goes, wah, you know, and like Gypsy doesn't even flinch. She's a psychopath. She has no empathy. She has no compassion. This is the way to bring her down. She is talking about a fake baby, and if the ex-trafficking is true, which I don't actually think that DeeDee was like in on that, I think they kind of strong-armed her into using her property. That's what I think. I think it was used for the Luciferian acts that were going on in the cult, and they were like, oh, you got a shed? Perfect, let's use that. And DeeDee was scared, and she said, okay. Yeah, I like to keep the peace kind of thing. And that's how Gypsy kind of got into all this stuff, you know. She was exposed by David and Kim Blanchard, no relation. How uncoincidental is that? And all those people part of that club in that town. Not that everybody was. I mean, I'm talking about Ace Bannister. I'm talking about Kim and David Blanchard. I'm talking about Dan Glidewell, who also, he wasn't big in that movement. He wasn't big in the cult. But they were even kind of grooming him. He's at VisionCon, and he, you know, so his mind's like out there and open and stuff, and so he likes young girls. Okay, fine. But you know, like, what do you think the Luciferians are going to promise him? So, you know, it was easy to get him to go along. In fact, I'm getting right now that if Nicholas hadn't shown up, they would have gotten Dan to be the one to take the fall. He was there. He was there. He had a very minor role. They needed 6 people. So they had it, you know. So they had Dan, David, Kim. David ran the thing. Kim, Ace. Let's go back a second. Ace, Dan, Kim, David, Gypsy, DeeDee. Nick is the sacrificial lamb. That's 6. I don't know why the number 6 signifies love usually, but you know, it's like I've said before, angels have numbers. They communicate through numbers, and music is numbers, and music, feathers, copper. Angels can do things, but also dark angels also can do things too. So they have the numbers. They use them for a different purpose. So let's see what's going on with Baby Aurora, because all I ever see is her face lit up like fluorescent, and I've seen angels and light beings like in my visions and stuff, and like that's, other than Archangel Michael, I can't see their faces. That's what they look like. They're dressed in white. They look like they're about this high, maybe like the height of a 4-year-old maybe, and their hair is usually like white if I see their hair at all, and their faces are lit up, and that's how I see Aurora. And I constantly get her surrounded by light, energy, love, and I've seen her future. It doesn't have to be in this lifetime. Okay, I've said that as well. Her future, she's like walking. She has her hair in pigtails. She's reborn a girl, and she's. But right now, she's not. Her life, her soul mission is not exactly finished. She will bring healing to Gypsy and DeeDee somehow, some resolution, whether it's Gypsy going to jail finally and paying off her karmic debt or not. Gypsy carries around a lot of anger and resentments from all those past lives, all of them. She was a slave trader at one point, not a big time big ship, but like it was for the Spanish, and she had a very small boat, and she would take like maybe 10 slaves. I mean, one slave is way too many. She would trade them back and forth with Spain. She brought them to Spain. Indigenous people from South America, she bring them to Spain, and then they, you know, use them to death. So I don't know. Like she did. She brought them. A lot of them just kept them in America and used them here, but she didn't. And I'm also getting right now that DeeDee worked in a household. She wasn't a slave, but she worked in a household where there were slaves. And the slaves hated DeeDee, and DeeDee didn't really like the slaves too much, but they had to work together, and Gypsy profited off them. You know, Gypsy, it wasn't in her household necessarily, but Gypsy definitely profited, and there's just all this sticky karmic energy. So let's just for one moment see what's going on with Baby Aurora here, because let me go to the bottom, because that's it. So yeah, the Page of Cups. Absolutely. Aurora is not real. She is of the Holy Spirit. She is the spirit. She is... I'm hearing this is my child from God. Aurora is his child, and when I say I say his out of habit, but he means that she's under his protection, and she's I just heard she's not alive. She's gonna bring healing. She is light. She is my precious daughter. Again, she will bring healing. She is not of this earth. She's from the not ancestral realm, celestial realms. She's living. And sorry, I have Aramaic on. I fear it's good for protection, but yeah, she's definitely a spirit. She's not alive. If she had stayed alive, it would have been a miracle if she survived with that evil woman. Next, we have the Four of Wands. Yeah, she's gonna bring healing, and it's like on a communal level of healing. I'm hearing she's gonna bring healing also to Ken. I only have one past life for Ken. I'll have to link up a previous video to that, but it takes up a lot of time when I repeat past lives like over and over again. But yeah, so like Gypsy doesn't really have much of a past life with Ken. This fallout with Aurora is going to bring healing for Ken. Ken is happy. Ken is not straight. You know what I'm saying? But Ken is going to get married to someone someday. I think it's called a beard, yes? I don't know. And make it look that way. But he can't do that. He's filled with guilt, and he can't really do that. He loves pretending that he's Aurora's father. He loves that baby. It makes him feel fulfilled. It makes him feel good because he's putting on a show, but he's straight. He's not. And he is terrified to be found out. He really is worried about upsetting his mother. So, and his family. So, whatever child they're using as Aurora, it makes him super happy. It makes him feel like, yeah, like he's the typical married couple, but more importantly for the show, for the community. Gotta look good for the community. Gotta look good. So this is how Aurora is bringing some happiness, I guess, into Ken's life. And then finally we have the Two of Swords. Okay, so yeah, Aurora can't. She's not alive. She's not here. She can't see on this earth plane. See, whoa. She doesn't want us to hear this part. You see the moon? So this would be the earth or some other realm. And she is able to bring harmony and balance with the truth and clarity. I'm hearing Saint Michael for some reason, although I usually don't get her with Michael. I get Chamuel, archangel of like love, like pure love, sweet love. It can be. I'm hearing also Jophiel. She's surrounded by Jophiel, nature, animals, harmony. That's what she likes. In her future life, I see her. She's walking along a beach, and she just has an average life. You know, that's it. I used to think I saw Ken in her future life. He could be her dad in a future life. You know, that's what I've said. But she can't know everything. She was only like a month in the womb, but her spirit knew things, and she is unable to speak for herself. So she is trying to get messages to us, like intuitively, like I'm doing now, but it's painful for her. You know, she's just a baby spirit. She's not some big giant angel. I'm hearing she's somebody's guardian angel. She will be a guardian angel someday. She's gonna bring a lot of healing, but this is Aurora now. She's not real. She gives the illusion of marriage, family, but this is not family. This is like, it's like if you were putting on a play or a film, and everything's supposed to look like all good and nice. I don't know why Sukkot came just to my head now, but that is, I'm pretty sure that's for the festival of Sukkot. It has to do with Ruth. And Ruth had to marry the king of what? Syria, I think? And even though she was Jewish. And does this have anything to do with Aurora? I don't know. I'm hearing she was in his harem. All the women were terrified because they thought that, you know, he might kill or ban them or something because the king was he was drinking a little too much. And anyway, no, not Ruth, Esther. He picked Esther. Yeah. Esther is extremely beautiful. And Aurora's just around living during that lifetime, but she wasn't anybody important that I can see right now. Okay. So, yeah. So Aurora's not real. She's like a magic trick. And she's of the spirit. From the spirit. And she gives the illusion of a happy marriage with Ken and Gypsy. And it's a performance for the community. And there are things she knows that she can't even tell. She can't tell us. She's too small. She's just a little rabbit. And it hurts. It's painful for her. She's like an empath. If she had lived, she would have been an empath. And so she wants to get us messages, but she's not always able to do it. She wants to, though. She doesn't want this lie to continue. That's what I'm hearing. She doesn't like the charade. This word to use, charade. She doesn't like it. She's actually playing with the angels right now. They're like in a field. I feel a lot of yellow. She's playing like with animal spirits and stuff. That's so nice. Yeah, because you know damn well that if she stayed with Gypsy, she'd be miserable. So, hold on a sec. Let's see what animals she's hanging out with. Who's Aurora hanging out with right now? Well, we don't really have to do a big shuffle on this because she's the butterfly. Aurora is the butterfly. She brings transformative change. In fact, before Christians used the symbol of the cross, they were thinking of using the symbol of the butterfly. Also, it's kind of like an infinity pattern. Aurora is eternal. She is an angelic spirit. She's like a butterfly. She's going to transform lives. She already is. You know, not necessarily for the positive. I mean, it looks that way for Gypsy, tenacious Wolverine, gonna take on bigger things than she can really handle right now. She thinks she's like all that, and she's not. She's not. People see through her BS these days, you know. See, I've been watching Gypsy for a long time, and you know, it's like you can see so many transitions for her. She's become so many different characters. Like, people are just coming onto the scene now. They don't know. You know, they don't know the full story. Get that stupid woman who's like defending her or saying she read the book. That's all the research she needs to do. I'm like, nah. Just didn't even write that book. It's like, oh my goodness. The weasel. Yeah, she's like a weasel, you know. And people don't see this. See how pretty it looks? That's what people think of Gypsy. You know, they think she's like this cute little weasel, you know, and she's not. Gypsy is the kind of person who left her two cats along with her unalived mother. Okay? I'd like to see the electric bill, by the way. I want to know what day she turned the AC up. And when she started sprinkling, you know, what is it called? Fabric softener sheets all around the house. She says that she didn't want, you know, her mama to decompose. But at the same time, she wanted her found before. Yeah, of course she doesn't want her to decompose, because then they can't really determine the cause of death, and it's important that it goes down in the records, like, of, again, the astral realm, that she did the ritual sacrifice murder of her mother, the sacrifice. So if she is too, you know, unalive, and she's unbecoming the body of DeeDee, how is she going to blame it on Nick? It's going to be harder. She's got her story down. It didn't go as planned, but, you know, yeah, she's a weasel. Like, I just see her, like, gnawing at things, you know, like with her little big teeth. And, yeah, That's how people see her, though. They see her as like the weasel that's perfect and nice and innocent, and she's not, you know, evil like everybody says she changed. No, she didn't. She hasn't changed at all. Look at that. What does that remind me of all of a sudden? What was that? Do you want to build a snowman? Is that Frozen? Yeah. Yeah, she thinks she's some Disney. She's still, in her mind, thinks she's some Disney princess. Check out her TikTok. She says, like, she doesn't want anybody to know that either. Sorry, yeah, it just dropped right on the floor. Oh my god, I can't make this up. At the bottom of the deck is the scorpion. That's Gypsy. She'll sting you. You don't do what she wants, you know, you to do. This has nothing to do with being a Scorpio. It has to do with, like scorpions, they attack. They don't wait to be attacked. They will come at you and attack you and then retreat. You know, so like she'll go right to something that she wants, just sting and then leave. Alright, that's Gypsy. It's also, it says power. Power, yes, scorpions have a lot of power. They have the power to kill you. Little thing, just like she's a little thing. What is she, 4'8" or something? and yet she can unalive you, a human being. When I say kill, I'm talking about, you know, like in the animal kingdom. So I think I'm covered there by YouTube standards, you know. Also, I also said she's an old soul in the Middle East. Look at that outfit. She was somebody very powerful before she was a Vestal Virgin. However, this could be part of it because Vestal Virgins weren't supposed to be seen. DeeDee, just one night, this is when they crossed paths, like thought it would be so cool to have them there, you know, like, oh, they're all lonely living their like nun-like lives, and you know, like, let's have them, and also like to worship them as well. They're doing a beautiful service for you know, for the party, for art. It wasn't like some like big drunken party. Okay, it was like just like she was really, really good at what she did, DeeDee, at organizing parties and stuff. Just like she organized Gypsy's trips to, you know, VisionCon, and volunteered, and you know, took you to Disneyland or Disney World and Harry Potter Land and all that stuff that she paid for herself. She's good at organizing things like that in a past life. So what am I feeling about DeeDee right this moment? Oh wow, this popped in my hand. And this one, we have the elk, right? Strength. DeeDee had to exhibit a lot of strength in many of her lifetimes, but in this life as well. Look, this is DeeDee. She's all lit up. Oh my goodness, my heart chakra is like all woo, woo. And she has all different kinds of people, like, you know, really giving her a lot of, you know, like, accolades, you know, a lot. I think a lot of people owe DeeDee an apology, including myself. When I first heard Gypsy's story, I bought it, and then I started to, you know, think, and then I started to get to know her on Facebook, and then I started to realize this woman is a psycho, and where's Nicholas, and where's DeeDee, you know? I mean, look, DeeDee's not perfect, no one's perfect, but still, this is DeeDee, triumphant, strong. She's sticking to this earth plane. She's actually been quiet lately because she's super happy, and she's like finally having her name cleared. I've heard her say that so many times, and she's just happy. I'm like, hi DeeDee, want to hang out? And she's like, yeah, you know. And I'm like, you want to do something? No. Like, usually she used to give me images all the time of what she wanted, but now, and she's super happy that Aurora, before I used to say this all the time, she wanted to raise Aurora, and I'm like, how? Through, like, she was going to possess Gypsy and be her hands and stuff? No. She's not near Aurora right now because DeeDee still is attached to the earth plane. She's still making sure that Gypsy gets what's coming to her, but as much as she can. But she's looking forward to hanging out with Aurora. They can visit each other. Aurora is like an angel, an angelic being. And then, okay, we'll end with this one actually. And then we have the Wasp, anger. And yeah, DeeDee is angry. So I was saying, like, oh wow, I'm getting a really strong feeling. This is how she feels towards Gypsy. She wants to sting Gypsy, and Gypsy wants to sting her mother. Even though her mother has been unalived by her, that's not good enough. She still wants, this is both Gypsy and DeeDee's card. They want to sting each other. Yeah, I see them like with guns, like firing at each other, like back and forth. Like they really want to hurt each other. But DeeDee, more so not to like hurt Gypsy like physically, she just wants like her obnoxious, demanding, spoiled, you know, always I want what I want when I want it, and I will get what I want, you know, way. I think DeeDee may be like, I'm getting the sense she went to volunteer to get the heck away from Gypsy for a while, you know. She's like, I need a break from this kid, you know. And you can see that through her Google searches. She knows, like, Gypsy was taking her medication. And also, I believe that, you know, if they used it too with like the ex-African railroad thingy, that, you know, they'd give it to the children, but not the prescription medication like NyQuil. I think there was a lot of NyQuil in that closet. But Gypsy was known. She was known for like chomping on DeeDee's pills. You know, it would be relatively easy for DeeDee to get what was it called? Sleep Baby. She wrote on the bottle, Sleep Baby. That could be Ambien. It's a prescription. So, you know, it's like, yeah, to calm you down, relax you and stuff. So, of course, Gypsy needs to be relaxed. You know, she's about to get initiated into the Brotherhood of Satan and the Freemasons. And why would she even mention that in a video to Nick? I don't talk about the Freemasons ever, unless it's relevant. So, what the heck is up with that? So she's gonna get, you know, initiated, and they do want her calm. I've been there the night of. I'm not going to talk about it right now. It was disgusting. But I'll just say that Gypsy liked it. But they had to sedate her a little. They did have to sedate her a little, what they did to her. If it wouldn't implicate so many people in Springfield, they would show it on OnlyFans, probably. Gypsy has a career for herself on OnlyFans. I think that's what it's called. And let's see. Oh, what's DeeDee thinking about? I just told her she's hanging around the Earth planes so she can like take care of rep of things with Gypsy. But like right at the bottom of the deck, Justice. She's waiting for Gypsy to face justice. But there are so many things that are cloudy. This is at the heart of the matter. Things that are cloudy and unclear, even with the light of the moon, you know, it's like undercover of darkness, like all these things happened, and just by the same way, oh my god, I'm gonna get banned. Just by in the same way, Gypsy will get exposed by like, hey, maybe people like me. People could say, oh, I'm crazy. I have no absolute proof. Yeah, I just told you about GypsyRoseArchive.com. I was in communication with her, Gypsy, and on the astral plane as well. I've challenged her, you know, to a battle. I will absolutely happily, like, you know, stick my sword in her astral body. She picked the wrong side, okay? Like, that's it. I picked the wrong side for a long time, but I'm on the right side now. But yeah, so things are cloudy and muddled right now. You know, she's still going around saying she's like, you know, the innocent, the empowered victim thingy. That's an oxymoron. And DeeDee's waiting for that to clear up. In fact, when is the next full moon? We might have some answers by the next full moon. I should have checked the astrological chart before I did this. So let's see what DeeDee has to say now, anything through the cards, because quite honestly, I can just talk to her. DeeDee, would you like to come in? Yeah, she's not here. She's off. Like, I hear she's doing interviews like with other people, so she's not even here right now. So let's see through the cards. You can just grab some of her energy and see. So why is DeeDee? I think I said it all, but like, okay, if one card could say something, sum up everything that's going on with DeeDee right now, is her name going to be cleared? 100%. That's what she really wants, you know. So let's ask that. Is her name going to be cleared? DeeDee. I will do further readings. I absolutely believe that Gypsy most likely, allegedly, murdered her grandmother, Emma Petrie. She starved. DeeDee starved her, really? If you give somebody Roundup in little doses, okay, who had the Munchausen's by proxy for real? Can you do that to older people? I know that's elder abuse. Can you do that to older people? Because if anybody had it, Gypsy had it, and because I see her right now. Oh my goodness, this is really sick. Her head is shaved. She has like the face almost of like a rat, and Emma is in bed, and she's calling out Gypsy. And Gypsy is in the kitchen. It's all Formica and like peeling and yellowing kind of. And she's there alone, and Gypsy keeps looking over her shoulder, right? While she gets a tray out for Emma, and she's putting the food on it. And then she sprinkles a little, like a Lady Gaga video in Telephone. Eight of Wands. Things are moving very quickly for DeeDee. Things are, you know, and you see, I don't want YouTube to ban me, but there's not that much nudity. But yeah, there is absolutely, she's trying to tell us that yes, for sure, there was like, you know, witchery going on and spells. And she even did put a spell on Gypsy at one point. She was like, I can't take this anymore. And it wasn't like that she'll never find love, but yeah, they're always energetically fighting each other, even though on the outside, DeeDee's caring for Gypsy's needs. On the energetic plane, on the astral plane, they are constantly, whether they know it or not, I don't think that they knew their past lives together. I'm hearing that Gypsy might have been told, and so she had a really good reason to want to unalive her mom and use her as a sacrifice, like she did that to me. Yeah, she forgets what she did to her mom. I haven't looked into those lives yet. I don't always just go and ask. Sometimes it just hits me out of nowhere and there are the answers. So things are moving very quickly, and yes, magic was involved, like spells. In fact, if you look at Gypsy's she banned me from her TikTok. I mean, I think I typed in the name carefully, official Gypsy Rose, I think it is, or Gypsy Rose Blanchard, but there's a dash in there, and it's official. She got a little check mark or whatever. And if no results come up, it means she's banned you. You can get a friend or somebody to like check in to help you, see if you have been banned. And you know, like I kept coming up, nothing. It's like, yeah, I've been banned. This comes up all the time for DeeDee. Yeah. So right now the whole world is looking at her and this case, and it feels that way anyway. Not everybody knows. Like, thank you. A lot of New Yorkers have no idea who Gypsy is, and I love it. But yeah, DeeDee's getting ready to move on. She's getting ready to move on to her next life. She's gonna get a break. I'm hearing she's getting a long-deserved break after everything she did to take care of Gypsy. As soon as she was unalive, she did not go on to her next life. She's been, see this setting sun or rising sun, depending on how you like to see it. It's like a nice blend. Like her DeeDee's reward is coming, like with the sun, with the sunrise. And we have the world, and the whole world knows about this. And this time you see the flowers like Gypsy Rose, they're over here away from her, but they will be balanced and harmony in DeeDee's next life. She's an old soul. Look at the river, look at the mountains. She's been through it. She's like in a whole different plane going on over here, and she's, you know, she's still attached. I don't know what that glare is. Hold on. You see how this figure is kind of looking at the world? So she's still attached to the earth plane, but she's making plans to move on. And you know, it's just starting out a little bit, but already, you know, she's has some success. And we know this because her name has been cleared. So since we did 3 cards for everybody else, we'll do 1 more card for DeeDee. Is there anything else that you want to tell us, DeeDee, or any angels connected to DeeDee? I just heard Aurora may speak for her. Is there anything you want to say, Aurora or DeeDee, or anybody that knows DeeDee with her energy? Page of Pentacles, yeah, she's moving on. It's just the beginning, and she's got the tools she needs, and to like cut down anything that's in her path, and just start going on that, like, it's DeeDee's energy. She's probably gonna be born into another life as an earth sign, but also much like this earthiness, she's She's choosing to live a quiet life. She's going to go to a quiet life. Like I said, she deserves a break. And she's going to have a very simple, quiet, her next life is going to be very simple and quiet. And balanced, grounded. She's not going to have to worry too much about money, her health, nothing. She's going to have like pretty much like a blah life. And that's great. That's wonderful for DeeDee. So that's what's going on with DeeDee and what's coming for her in this particular life. And I don't know, I guess we have Stephanie's deck and we have Gypsy's deck. Well, I already did Stephanie. Stephanie's, I'm feeling right now, she's disappointed. She's not feeling too happy right now. She's, you know, she doesn't seem to understand that the chances of Nicholas getting out of jail are very slim. She's coming to terms with this. And Nicholas, I've said this before, the 10 of coins, he is eventually going to heal and he is going to be able to have a life in jail. Okay, I see him maybe even getting married. This is the weirdest thing I've ever said, I think, ever, but like Gypsy's gonna go back to jail, and I have this weird compulsion, this intuition to believe that they might get back together. Yeah. And I don't know, go figure. I'd have to go look at the Akashic records, but that is this overwhelming feeling that I get. He's already a Christian and stuff, and like he forgives her, he says, and I do see if she goes to jail that it's gonna have to be a really hard fall before she gives in and she does convert to Christianity. And it would also have to be a really super long jail sentence, like if they somehow reopen this case because there's new evidence that the judge didn't get to hear about. That's why they don't overturn this, because I've looked into Missouri law. Why, if the evidence, if everything looks so like Gypsy did it, in fact, if you ask Google or Alexa, I guess, you know, whatever, Siri, any of those things, for famous cases where one person clearly didn't do what they were accused of in murder, in relation to murder, like, you know, it comes up, Gypsy comes up as infamous as the mastermind. This is a typical case of like how would you say, proportioned justice. Nicholas should not be in jail. But see, I see that he's gonna have legacy. He's gonna be successful from behind bars. I've seen him get out of jail, but visions can be fluid depending on what the choices a person makes from day to day. So, you know, it's possible that either scenario, if he gets out, he's still gonna make a family, although it's gonna take him a long time. In jail, it won't take him as long because he's already acclimated to jail life. But yeah, he'll get married and he'll be able to have conjugal visits, perhaps, and he may even have a child. I can look into that in a future reading. So this is what Stephanie is conveying to us. You know, it's like if we can't get him out of jail, I just heard the word support. She'd like us to support him. How, Stephanie? How would you like us to support Nicholas? How would you like us to support Nicholas so that he can have a decent life in jail? How would you like us to support Nicholas? Write to him. How else? I understand that there's already a foundation that's trying to help him. She said keep him away from Gypsy. Right, because I said she might go back. She wouldn't go in Missouri, but somehow she'd start up a correspondence with him again, like on a DL. Yeah, she absolutely would. Snail mail it, you know, like she would. She's not going to leave a trail unless she wants to. She knows what she's doing. She's very calculated. So, how? Yeah, she said keep away from Gypsy. But, you know, Stephanie, just because you're his mother doesn't mean that you get control over who his soulmates are. Queen of Swords, justice, perfect. I like this. Somebody is looking into Nicholas's case. Stephanie wants justice. She wants what she believes is accurate justice. Oh my God, I can hear her wailing. She's wailing. She's crying. Again, Stephanie, please don't cry. How about you go visit Nicholas in jail now? She's crying even louder. How about you go give him some energetic hugs? You know he's worried right now, right? Because of the videos. Nicholas feels really awful about those videos and very exposed. He feels like he got stabbed all over again. Stephanie is very simple. She has the energy of a cat. She was a kitten, now she's a cat, a young cat. She wants justice, and she would like it to be a female judge, actually, literally. She feels that male judges are not going to give Nicholas a break. She despises that judge. Oh my God, oh my ears. She absolutely cannot stand that judge. I don't like that judge. The whole time during the trial, he's like doing paperwork and stuff. It looks like he's planning like his weekend barbecue. For real. The only time like he ever spoke up was like when Gypsy allegedly, you know, like let off gas, right? And she did that on purpose. Actually, I was thinking, no, she's evil. And like I have the ability to smell things when they're not there. And that smell will trigger me into going into another like state where I can either see things in a different realm or I can have some enlightened thoughts or something. So like, yeah, I'm thinking that was just the evil coming off of her. What came out of her is evil, you know. So yeah, the judge of course cleared the room, but Gypsy cleared the room, but the judge ordered it. And like, but you see, watch the detective that took all the pictures in up in Big Bend of the Goldheimer, that's Stephanie's remarried last name, Stephanie Goldheimer, with Charlie and her son Quinn, their house inside, all those pictures. That detective is like, you know, testifying on the stand, and the judge is just like it looks like he's planning a party. it's like, dude, pay attention. He doesn't really have to. The jury's going to make their ruling, and the judge is just going to impose the sentence. That's it. That's it. But the judge didn't pay attention. He might have been able to hear or see like where things weren't adding up. So that's what Stephanie wants. She wants justice for Nicholas. And ultimately she wants him to have like long life, lots of a loving woman, a long life, and children. She wants grandchildren. You know, there's Quinn. She just said, I know. I thought she had been gone. She was, I know. Okay, so if you want to stay here with us, you can stay here with us, you know. But now we're going on an hour. And so, okay. I don't think there's, here, you know what we can look at? We can look at this. Definitely, this might make you cheerful. The Shadow, 8 of Wands. Again, just like DeeDee, and they used to hang out together, not so much anymore because DeeDee's being vindicated and Stephanie feels trapped. She doesn't feel that Nicholas, even though a lot of people are saying Nicholas shouldn't be in jail, the legal process of getting him out is going to take him seeing number 10, 8, and 10. So it could be 8 to 10 years. I also got a card saying November, and November from like, this is about mid-January 2026. So that would be like mid-October. Just about, that's the 10th month. I think things are starting to come to light on a legal like platform, a legal stage. By October, possibly papers will be filed. That's what I'm hearing. Papers will be filed. I don't know what that means. I don't know who it's about. I don't know if Gypsy's getting in trouble for something. I don't know if Ken's like filing for like a fake custody of that child. I don't know what the legal, but it's October. I think we got our November. So November is 10 months from January, like the end of January. So it's just right about that time. I can't predict things right down to the hour and the minute. I'm not that much of a psychic. I don't think anybody really can. So DeeDee got the 8 of Wands. Things are moving fast for her, and they are on social media and not so much in the news. We gotta let the news know what's going on. They all put out an article on one day, the day after the videos were released, right? With the Foya Into the Weeds. Shout out, ladies. And the thing is that they kept saying like, oh, videos of Gypsy Rose's killer boyfriend, and I'm like, ex-boyfriend, and I'm like, no, that's wrong. The New York Post is like saying that. I'm like, no. I'm a New Yorker. Like, I'm from New York my whole life. Like, what? Like, the newspaper that I grew up with is saying this, like, these lies, you know? So, like, I may write to them. Things are moving fast. Things are moving fast for Stephanie, too. She's not used to all this, like, because things were quiet for so long, you know, when Gypsy was still inside. And then Gypsy thought she conveniently knocked Nicholas under the rug, and no, she did not. So, because those of us, like myself, who didn't let it go. And so people kept talking about her. And yes, they say how, you know, cancel Gypsy Rose Blanchard, hashtag cancel Gypsy Rose Blanchard, and hashtag Truth Train. But what is the fastest way to get rid of her? We could cancel her, not talk about her so much. But I think it's important because they're using a fake baby, that baby's not used. And because Nicholas is in jail, she took his life. And his mother, Stephanie, she's still over here. She has my ear. And like it's all hot and ringing a little. And Ryan lost his job. And I think Rod and Christy like had some big like splat, you know, like Rod took off from Maine or something. Like that was last year, I think last March, around then. But he was like, this is crazy, I'm done. Even Mia was like, you know what, I'm gonna just be at like school all the time and become a nurse and live with my boyfriend all the time. Get me away from this insanity. And Dylan, you never hear much from Dylan either, her stepbrother under Rod. And Nicolette, Rod's other daughter, and Papa really was a Rolling Stone. You know, you never hear from her either. They know what's, maybe not Nicoletta, but or Nicolette, but Mia and Dylan absolutely know what's going on. They just don't want anything to do with it. They don't exactly get paid to keep their mouths shut. They don't have to. They don't want anything to do with it. They have their own lives. They get money, but they're not like the biggest concern. It's the one that she's the one that she's borrowing the baby from. And things are moving very quickly for Stephanie, and she's having a hard time dealing with it, you see? She feels like, you know, this birth, she's passionate about, she wants things to move faster for Nicholas, but I'm hearing patience. I don't know whose voice that is. I think it's God's patience, or the angels' patience. She wants things to move quickly. She wants to be like DeeDee, okay? She wasn't unalived the way DeeDee was. So, I'm sorry, Stephanie, the truth is that you unalived yourself. So, she feels jealous of DeeDee. That DeeDee is not alive anymore, okay? So, I don't know, Stephanie, why you think that you would deserve. She's very confused. I see like a ball of like confusion above her head, like just like this mist above, like all around her head, you know, kind of like Pigpen on Charlie Brown. And yeah, she just seems lost and confused. Okay. I will not forget you. She's afraid we'll forget about her and Nicholas, and that's not gonna happen. Even though we're focusing on the baby, and even though Nicholas knows the truth, but he said it himself. You can go check out Audacious Audrey, where she isolates the sound, and Nicholas is sitting there when they interrogated him with no lawyer, which was completely wrong, and you know, he got railroaded, and basically you know, he was muttering to himself, I can't tell them the truth, they'll never believe it. What did he mean? That he was groomed by Gypsy for 2 years and 8 months? Did he mean like this Shaytonic ritual? What was he talking about? That he knows that they'll never believe. And he's like, I can't tell them. I'm in so much trouble. Like, watch. Go to Audacious Audrey. Go to one of her earlier videos. Maybe from like maybe 3 weeks ago. I hear a ringing in my ear. Getting some sort of message. It's blocked. No, they don't want me to hear that. They don't want us to hear that or think about that. So, and here we'll end with the King of Swords. So we have the Queen. Justice, hardcore justice is coming for Nicholas. Now I'm gonna not turn this deck over because everything I see is relevant. And you see, we have the King and the Queen of Swords. And in both cases, it is like super ultra mega justice, and that's what Stephanie wants. She wants it now. She wants it now. Why? Because she wants Nicholas out of jail with money, just like Gypsy has, and family. And I'm so sorry, Stephanie, but that is not the message I'm getting for you, that's coming. Not right now. I'm seeing the number 3 and the number 6. So we already saw the number 10 and 8. But that's, I'm thinking that it might take that long to get Nicholas out of jail. Shall we give Stephanie a spirit animal? Why not? So let's put that wasp down. The wasp of anger and repeated stinging is actually Gypsy and DeeDee both. They both want to fight with each other. Wow. Okay. Cards. Hold on. Oh, wow. Like, Stephanie really wants to be heard. Stephanie, could you just say, please? Actually, I've got her card, I believe. Hold on. Right. So what we have here is the fox, right? She wants us to be cunning. She wants to be cunning. Again, she's on fire. She's on passion. She wants Nicholas. She wants justice for Nicholas. And that is, I don't know if that's coming or not. I tend to think it is, because more than seeing him, actually I'm seeing him really acclimated to jail right now, but I have seen him many times, and seeing him now, he's outside. He's much older. Like when he went to court the first time in 2018, and his head was shaved and he was all bloated and everything, probably from all his mood stabilizers they gave him. Yeah, like he looks like that, old, and he's outside the prison, and you see the old-fashioned movie, like, you know, and the guard tower, and he's just standing there, like, kind of shivering in the cold. It's night. They discharge him at night, and he's got like a paper bag with his documents in it, and like his clothing is just plain and neat, and he looks lost. His eyes are like looking up at the sky, like, where do I go? What do I do? But Stephanie, she's got, maybe other mediums will hear from her and they'll know. The clock's at 111. Look at that angel number. Yeah, it's like she really has a passion for this clever, be smart, be clever. She feels that Nick got taken advantage of, like a chicken, like the fox going into the chicken coop. She feels that, yeah, that like his precious innocence was taken away from him by Gypsy. And yeah, didn't she have that red wig too that started this whole like ruby fire thingy? You know, she despises Gypsy so much. Yet again, my eyes fell on the wasp. Yes, Stephanie feels this way towards Gypsy too. Look at those eyes, not of the person, but of the insect. Yeah, she'd love to just repeatedly sting Gypsy over and over again. But I've got a nicer message for Stephanie right now, and this is from the angels. Actually, I'm hearing Aurora's name. She's saying, be at peace. Because Aurora's crossed over too. She can get in touch with Stephanie. Stephanie. Do you know Aurora? Fake baby. Yes. But she's still a good angel soul. Peace. And patience. Noah had to send that dove out 3 times before it came back with an olive branch. 3 times it went out. They all wanted to land. They all wanted to get on land, and it took time. So Stephanie, that is our caution for you. That is what the angels, and even Aurora's little voice is piping up. Even though she can't really speak, she's saying like, be at peace. And she's so cute. She's just light right now. She's just all light. And so this is how Stephanie feels. Just like DeeDee feels this way to Gypsy. Gypsy feels this way to DeeDee. Stephanie, I forgot what she was in her past life. I got her in one past life. I can't remember what it was. I'll have to do that in the next reading. This is Stephanie asking us. She and you know, she was just like I'm in recovery. She was in recovery. She had to use all her wits about her to deal with her own recovery and with Gypsy. She was. I just heard some kind of monster. Like she's some kind of monster. And she knew it, and there was nothing she could tell Nick. There was nothing. It was too late. 2 years and 8 months later, how is she gonna like do something about this monster? But that's how she saw her, and she wanted to be clever and figure out a way. But you see, Ruby was with Nick, and now she's in her household and she's lighting her house on fire. And now she wants to do this back to Gypsy, and that's what she wants to do. But she's being asked to put her faith, and then this is baby Aurora speaking to her. Normally in the Page of Cups in the original Rider-Waite deck, there is a dove coming down from above. Somehow Aurora is gonna fix, that's it. Aurora and her existence that is non-existent on this earth plane is going to put all this energy, this negative energy. The only real nice energy going on is DeeDee. Look at her at this golden stag. Strength, I mean elk. So, you know, DeeDee's the one that's having all the great energy. Aurora's protected because she's of the angelic realm. Stephanie is just like kind of having like a meltdown. What else can I tell you? I can let you, like, we can do 1 or 2 cards on Gypsy, but we kind of know. Like, so let's see, like, how successful is her TikTok going to be this time? Like, how long will it take before she shuts down her TikTok? What's going on with Gyp? You know, what's going on with the psycho killer? Qu'est-ce que c'est? Run away. I can't sing, but it doesn't matter. That's what's going through my head. Whoa, 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 whoa. Psycho killer. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Yeah, because I do believe. I'm going to look into that, you know, Emma. And then it's how uncoincidental that they move in with Laura Petrie. Emma dies, passes away, expires. They say she's starved. Yeah, she can't eat. She's being poisoned. She can't eat. She's hungry, she wants to eat, but she can't. Roundup makes a hole in your stomach. And as soon as they move, Claude, DeeDee's father, marries Laura, and Laura moves in with Claude. Laura starts to get sick. DeeDee's the one who's unalive. Why? That's what I want to know. Why? Why was it so important? She was getting really sick. She could start talking. That's why Gypsy gaslighted her for 2 years. DeeDee was scared of Gypsy. So let's see. We have here, we have the 8 of Pentacles. Busy, busy, busy. Gypsy staying busy on her stilted legs with her fake, you know, thinness that she doesn't have. You know, she puts up those fake filtered pictures. I use a filter. I don't know if you can tell, but filters, what are those? I don't know. Very busy, little busy wasp. She's a busy wasp. What was the original? Oh, we got a weasel, a scorpion, and the wasp is kind of for everybody, but yeah, look, we got the weasel, we got the scorpion, and the wasp. And Gypsy's being super busy bee, reinventing herself yet again. She blocks my energy a lot, or she blocks her energy off. She protects it. She knows that people will come at her, and that's why I just don't listen to those videos she puts out where she's speaking, you know, rhyming type things that sound Wiccan. Those are spells against all her enemies. Don't listen to it. Put on some other music or some other frequency so that her frequency gets broken up. Like, all your attention isn't focused on that. But also, at the same time, don't let it play in the background. Like, if you have an automatic playlist or something, like, don't let that happen either. And also, most of all, don't give her your fear. Never. Just have faith. Have faith. That's how you protect your energy, first and foremost. Like, go straight to faith and goodness. Gypsy is all like darkness. So go to goodness and God if you believe, and whatever your idea of goodness and God is, infinite source God, and then you don't have to be afraid. And then of course they're going to try to attack. Gypsy will attack her enemies, and then there are ways to protect your energy or to fight back. I try to fight her all the time. It's not good. Jesus says, if you live by the sword, you'll die by the sword. But, you know, still love your enemies, pray for those who persecute you. Well, she's not persecuting me, so do you see my enemy? Not yet. Like, we're not enemies engaged yet, but I don't have to lift a finger really to do something to fight against her. I am right now. I'm reading her energy, or energy around her, so anybody who believes me will know the truth about her, and you can form your own opinions. But yeah, she's busy, and she's on real stilted legs. Her house is built on sand, I just heard. And look, what is she raising? This is like a worm type creature, an insectile thing. You know, look at the, I mean, I tend to like ladybugs, but still, like, you know, yeah, she has the luck of the devil. She puts out all these projects hoping for lucky stuff, and, you know, what she gets is like this, like, I don't know, this little grub wormy like insect. That's her soul. Next we have, oh look at this, just like DeeDee, we have the moon. But it wasn't DeeDee, that was the heart of the matter. Yeah, with the, I'm hearing like the next full moon, there's going to be some other transformation, but more information will come out. And she will be, sorry, but the glare of the candles there. She will be, first of all, she's crazy. Look, it's like she has like a doppelganger that's herself. She's a narcissist. We all know she's a narcissist, but this is just confirmation. It's like all she can see is herself. And she's got like two sides to her, like two personalities. I don't think she has DID, dissociative disorder, but I'm not a psychiatrist or a therapist. I really don't think she has that though. I think she's more like antisocial with borderline tendencies, possibly, depending on how involved Rob was in her life or not. And I mean, there are pictures of her. She's got to be like 7 or 8 years old, and Mia's in the picture, Dylan's in the picture, Rod's in the picture, DeeDee's in the picture. They're at like a lake or something, and like, who took the picture? I guarantee it was Christy. Like, what the heck was that dynamic, right? So Gypsy has this shadow life, you know. She knows, and look at what's in the water. Skull, skeleton. She's got secrets. She's got more secrets than the average person knows, because I can go to the Akashic realm and put myself night of DeeDee's unaliving and the Shaytonic ritual. I know what these skeletons are, but there's not much I can do with them because it's coming to me from the Akashic realm. But yeah, I mean, even look at that, like spooky. Why is that happening there? Because the light's going to be shown on her. That's why. I didn't even know that was going to happen. Where is that light coming from? What is the light source? Like, that candle's all the way over there. All the way over there. How is that reaching this? Look, there's another light there on her. Check that out. Wow. Wow, I might put this into a short. This is Gypsy, and there's a spotlight, and it's coming for her. And it has something to do with the cycles of the moon. I'm hearing she can't get pregnant. She cannot get pregnant. Something about cycles and emptiness. And I see like no moon. Empty moon. Wow. She's also deflecting. She's deflecting so we can't see the truth. She's deflecting big time. And I don't mean like by giving us crumbs to look in another direction. I mean like seriously, energetically, she's deflecting us on an energetic level. See, it does. Where is this light coming from? Oh my goodness, look at that. And look at what's coming for her though. They're coming for her too. That is her soul. These bird reptilian like creatures. I did say she's aligned with the reptilians planet, the starseeds. Yeah. Oh my goodness, I'm getting really creeped out. I can't look at this anymore. So she's busy trying to keep this a secret, hidden. She's mentally ill, completely mentally ill. She's out of her mind. I think she can pull this off. No baby thing. And we have the star. Now, let me call your attention one more time. Here is, so she's the star of her own show, right? Usually the star is hope. And, the star angel is like happy for you and don't lose hope. And things are going to look great for you soon. And look, you see how this, look, I'm holding this card the same way. And it's, okay, there it is. All right, so yeah, but look, that candle over there is red. And look at this blue. Where's the blue coming from? The other candle is white. Where's that blue coming from? Yeah, that star of her own show thingy, not happening. St. Michael's shutting that down. And see it's almost like an umbilical cord, right? Wrapped around the head. It's a baby. It's also Saturn. Saturn rules things in. Something's getting out of control. Something is growing, massive growth. Like Saturn's like kind of like the opposite of Jupiter. Jupiter's all about expansion. Saturn's all about like reining it in. I think it's not Mercury Saturn doesn't rule Virgo. I forget what sign rules Saturn rules. But the point is though that in this card, and this is what's happening now. Forget about when she was born and what time and all that stuff. What is going on right now? She still thinks she's the star. Look at that. That reminds me somehow of her little pixie cut. She's the queen of her own world. She's the star of her own show. She's got all these people out here in outer space all spaced out, like, you know, like, I hate to say it, Brie with the Smith, you know, and she's out here, like, you know, her followers are out there in the dark, don't know the truth. And yeah, we've got a little, like, octopus character going on here. I wasn't expecting to pull out the animal deck before, but here you go. More confirmation. Yeah, octopus, octopi, octopeds. Octopeds are not nice creatures. You get on their wrong side and they will squirt ink into your face and then like suck themselves to your face and suck the living life out of you. And that's what an octopus will do to you. And those poor women in Korea that go swimming, they can go swimming like super, super deep. They've been doing it for centuries and they go fishing. But their biggest fear is not having a sharp knife to get an octopus away from them, because they'll die. And that's Gypsy. That's the reality of what she is. She's some fantasy off in the clouds somewhere. I'm getting, again, really hardcore Aurora vibes with this baby, this Saturn. It's just going to rein it in. Aurora is going to be the reason why things get reined in. And this character here, who knows who that is? I'm hearing this is like some twisted angel. But I'm also getting Ken vibes off of this. Like, is he an angel? Is he a man? What is he? Who knows? Like, because he's not straight. I'm going to take one closer look at this because I think I need new reading glasses. But yeah, sometimes I'll use the magnifying glass. Let's see if I missed anything. Yeah, it's like, ooh, it's like an evil entity. Again, like a... She doesn't want us to see. See, it's all deflecting the colors. Okay, so yeah, I have a red candle over here and a white candle over here. But where is this blue coming from? I'd say that's St. Michael waiting for his opportunity to come in. This thing, look. It's this creepy, like, maggoty thing. Just like in the 8. Where's the other cards? Just like this thing, except for this is not on the earthly plane. And this is same thing. She's gonna fall. She's putting her finger in too many pies. I just heard. She's always like, she can't build a house on sand, and she's batshit crazy. You know, and she tries to portray herself as like the seductress type. You know, wasn't she the Ariel mermaid? You know, it's like. Just by the way, my hair, I want my hair that color. But anyway, anybody know any tips to get my hair white? But other than that, yeah, like, she is insane. And she's going insane. That video, actually her TikTok that came out where she goes, "Good morning, everyone." Oh, she doesn't talk that way anymore. We're down with that BS. Like, cut it out. But I'm like, okay, first of all, my morning's ruined if I see you saying good morning. Secondly, like, her love, and I'm like, you don't know what love is. What are you talking about? You can't give away something you don't have. And she really needs to get to AA, and or Brie does pay for that. But yeah, and also this is reminding me of a high chair, a baby's high chair, and it's like, it's a grub. It's like a maggoty thing. It's dead. There is no baby Aurora. Look at her, it's like she's playing with the yo-yo with something that's not even able to play with it back. Yeah, that's Gypsy. And we're at 127.47 now, and I need to learn how to shorten these videos and do one person at a time. So I think we have a lot of answers right now. I did Gypsy's men last time, so I'm just doing tarot today because I'm going over, so we don't really need oracle. And I got a lot of information from the Akashic realm for DeeDee and Gypsy. Possible scenarios for Nicholas and Ryan. I don't see him going very far. I see him branching off, going his own way. Oh, I just heard he may sue Gypsy because that was his baby that she miscarried. He might sue her. I don't know for what, but because he was still married to her at the time, and he signed off on all the hospital documents and stuff as her husband. He's the next of kin, but I really see him kind of going off into a quiet, sad, like he's sad in his heart. He can't trust people. He can't trust women right now. And he's all funny and he puts on a good face, but inside, when that camera's turned off, when that door shuts, when he goes into his bedroom to go to sleep, actually I see him falling asleep on the couch with the remote in his hand. Like he just stays up all night, like just flipping from channel to channel. Like he's depressed, he's sad. What is in the shadows for Gypsy? Oh, nice, good news. This is in reverse. I picked up the whole deck in reverse. Perfect, I love it. It's the Ace of Swords. Truth. Her truth is sweet. Didn't she do that for, aren't those the colors for baby Aurora's birthday? Those are the colors. Icky sticky bubblegum. Icky sticky candy. Ruby. Candy. Kitty. I don't know. And that would be a sword of truth and clarity. And she doesn't have it. She distorts the truth. But I just heard the truth is going to come out. Regardless, the truth is coming out. Just because it's in reverse doesn't mean it's the complete opposite. It just means that, like, right, like her energy is diluted and blocked. And she could be given a sword of truth and clarity, but no, instead she's choosing to eat sugar. Wasn't she allergic to sugar? And didn't she ruin all her teeth from sugar? Yeah, she's still eating sugar. She's still doing things that aren't good for her. It's like the picture of Dorian Gray, like I said before, you know, on the outside she might look all sweet and pretty. Also, didn't she do things like this for Nicholas in the videos? You know, like innocent gypsy or something in the baby doll dresses. Yeah, that's all she was missing, was a lollipop. And a pole for, I don't know who was dancing the Middle Eastern type dancing, but I don't know which character that was, but she missed her calling, you know. She really wanted to be thanking the Academy one day. She would have been perfect in Hollywood. They all suck the D's D, okay? They all suck the D's, the devil's D. They do. But the truth is going to come out. It's coming out now as we speak. But Gypsy is just going to keep pretending that it's not true until she can't anymore. Until the truth comes for her. It's just not coming from her. Like before, when she took the plea deal, she swears to tell the truth. That's her truth. Her truth is her truth, and that is her truth, and don't question her truth. She swore on a Bible, which means nothing to that fake Christian. But yeah, so the truth is going to come out about this. She's a lunatic. She's crazy. She's insane, and that's what's waiting for her. I just heard DeeDee's like really happy. She was like, yes! But not like overtly so, because this is her, like, they have a long karmic past. But she's a little happy. Gypsy's still out there just confirming the craziness, you know, like she's flying out there. And no, she has to try to hold on to Aurora, the concept of Aurora, but Aurora, look, you see how Aurora's not attached to her, whereas this figure is way more, she's a little more focused on that. And I'm saying Bree is the octopus, you know, she gets her to do things, plus all the other women that do things like Big Sheena and stuff like that for Gypsy. Even Ken, to an extent, she gets them to do things for Christy. She uses them. But one of them, and I usually say it's Bree's going to turn on her like an octopus and spray black ink in her face. And yeah, in the meantime, she stays busy as always. I don't know when she ever sleeps. And yeah, she thinks this is all like a big chess game. Who's she playing against? Just go be you. Like, if she really wanted a healing journey, that's what I just heard. Just go be you. Be the Gypsy that you are, you know? Like, yeah, go be that free-spirited person. Like, go. Like, there are plenty of people that go to jail and they, for murder and horrible crimes, and they change. Look at Leslie Van Houten from the Manson family. I think she may have gotten out. Maybe. She became a model prisoner. She was genuinely repentant, and she never got out. She was okay with herself. Whereas like Susan Atkins, which is the one I think that Gypsy looks like, she literally looks like her. Other than the height, other than that, like Susan Atkins is a little taller, sexy Sadie. That's what they called her. She looks like her. I've done a mashup of that with Charlie singing, "Look at your game, girl." You know you're lying. You're gonna be crying. He's not a good musician, but you know, and that's what Gypsy's like. She's like Susan Atkins. And what happened to Susan Atkins? She got life in prison, just like they all did. Actually, they got the death sentence and it was commuted. And they were still waiting to be... They were sentenced to a death sentence, but then they waited, like, within 2 years, the death sentence was overturned, so they could not be given death. It did not exist anymore in the state of California. So, at that time, I think it was 1971, 72 when that happened. So, basically, but most of the Manson family members did jail time. They may have gotten... Squeaky didn't get out. Sandra Good went in, would come out. But yeah, it's kind of telling that I know so much about the Manson family. But, Gypsy's as dangerous as Charles Manson. I've said this long time ago, months ago. You can go to probably my first or second video about Gypsy, and you will see me saying or hear me saying that she's just as bad, if not worse, than Charles Manson, because he used, like, I don't know, hallucinogenics and schmecks, but like with lots of different people. And you know, he was not at the Sharon Tate, Roman Polanski house that night. He just told Susan, Tex, Leslie, and Patricia Kremwinkle to make it look witchy. And they killed everyone and killed everyone in the household. And that's because he had a resentment, because he was a failed musician, and the Beach Boys owned that house, one of them, and he owed him like a record contract, which actually they did buy one of Manson's songs, but then they chopped it up, and he got really pissed off. And that's what Gypsy's like, you know, she gets revenge. Just like my eyes have the show, but also Gypsy's revenge, but also, and I don't mean it nice the way they did, like, oh, she got her revenge on her mom. No, this is Gypsy. Look at those eyes. Not of the figure, although she is that fake ash blonde chick. I mean, that's golden honey blonde, but still, look out for Ash Blonde 6 in the comment sections. I constantly call her out. She won't come near me because I'm empowered. I know who I am. I am who I am. Adonai. And she couldn't say that about herself. I'm sure she go, oh my god, I don't know. Like, let me tell you all about me. And it's like, no. You want to know about me? You can ask me questions. I don't need to sell myself to anybody. So that's Gypsy's eyes. Cold, calculating. That's also Charles Manson eyes too. And Susan Atkins, you know. And Gypsy likes to pretend that, like, you know, her pet scorpion is so sweet and protects her and stuff. Yeah, you know who her scorpion is? Like Satan. Shayton. Plus she had a really old life. She was a Vestal Virgin. See the sun in her hair, and her face is covered over and stuff. That was, but she uses her power for, you know, negative things, and she hides behind the facade of being some Disney princess type, even with this whole pixie look going on. No, go look at the Manson girls. I'll put a picture up of it, if not today. And when their hair started to grow in after Charlie shaved his head, then they shaved their heads, and then their hair started growing when they went to court. And Gypsy looks like she could just fit in, just time travel back. Maybe she was part of the Manson family and overdosed on drugs. I don't know where that came from, but yeah. That's very possible. She's had at least 3 lifetimes since the Holocaust, where she died in the 40s. So she died in like 1942, I'm hearing. Or 44. She was there from 42 to 44. She really thought she was going to make it. She was there for 2 years in Auschwitz. She didn't get transferred. She was able to survive. That's where she met Nicholas in a different timeline. He was a prisoner of war, English soldier. So yeah, but people see this little weasel as such a sweet snow princess. No, I don't think so. We know who Gypsy is. These 3 cards. This is who Gypsy is. Standing on stilts, always planning things. Insane. Swimming around with in frozen water with skeletons. And the star of her own show. This is her inwardly. This is her soul. And it's weird because, like, she has like 2 souls almost. And this is what she thinks of herself. This is her ego. And this is how she acts in life. And the truth is coming. Even though it's in reverse, and she's not the one picking up the sword. She is not taking the sword that is being offered to her. She's picking up her, whatever her version of sweetness candy is. That's what she's doing. So, that's my reading. It's an hour and 38 minutes long. I might chop it up into some shorts. I hope that you got something out of this. I just felt like I felt so bad that I didn't go live, you know. I'm just like energetically drained. I think it is because of her, you know, of G. And you know, like, I don't do a lot of a ton of research because I like my channel to be clear, like my channeling to be clear, and not have my own opinions about her so much. So right before I'll do a reading, I don't, but like I do spend a lot of time looking at like the FOIAs and that site that I spoke about and get the facts. You know, I'm a Libra. I like both, you know. So but I'll continue to do readings like this, you know, as long as you like it and you want to know more. Justice for DeeDee. I just heard that in my head. I hear people like protesting, like justice for DeeDee, like with protesting signs. So that's good. Stephanie's crying again. Nick's mom. She wants that for Nick, and that's not going to happen for a while, if ever. But yeah, we could write to Nick. You know, really give him support. I'm sure he knows what's going on. He can see. He just feels really embarrassed and hurt by those videos. You know, like Ryan, he could feel hurt and embarrassed, but like he goes on, what is it, like Perez Hilton, and he might be of that crowd too, the cult. But that doesn't concern me because at least he's talking about it and he's leaving it open-ended. And Ryan seems to be like, you know, he's jovial, he's down with it, but not when he was a gypsy. He looked like crap when he was a gypsy, bloated up like a giant whale, and like she's always holding his hand, that energetic connection. That's what she does. She's transferring her energy with somebody else. I'm not sure that DeeDee did that to Gypsy. I think Gypsy might have done that to DeeDee. Taught her that little trick. So okay, we'll revisit this topic again, and I will decide soon within the next few days when I'll go live again. I can do past lives if that matters to you. It matters to me because things will not get fixed and resolved until we hit the reasons why. We have the earth plane psychiatry and psychology going on, and then we have the what's going on in your soul. Why is this happening? You know, the shadow work, the inner work. So that's where I come in. Although, like I said, I like to look at both, but I am not a medical professional, so you can take it for what it's worth. But from the astral realms, I think I'm pretty good at what I do. I try. I do my best. So, okay, with that said, I wish you much love, many blessings, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, take care. Bye. Bye.